Welcome back to another episode of the 8:30 show. I'm Dave,
I'm Deity.
and we're going to talk to you about an event that we went to the other day. It was the IKF Point Muay Thai and Point Boxing Sparring Circuit. It was pretty good. What
It
did you think?
was very interesting. I'm not a big fan of violent sports, what I consider violent sports. Um, but I went to support a friend who was going to her first fight. So I wanted to be there to support her, and it was great. It wasn't as brutal as I thought it was going to be. They
Yeah,
have headgear on, and it's not about power, it's more about technique.
yeah.
And it was great. It was really good. And even small kids, I mean, they look like they're about 8 years old.
Some even looked younger than that. It looked like they were about 5, 6.
Yeah.
Um,
It was interesting, though.
Yeah, it
It
was
was interesting.
some really good matches. No knockdown rules. No real heavy power shots. I mean, it's amateur, super amateur,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very fun, very entertaining. Got to see some good fights.
Yeah.
A lot of talented people out there getting their squabbles on.
Yeah. Young people,
Yeah, a
really
couple of old people.
dedicated. Um, there was this one kid. I didn't take names down. I just know this kid was like shredded and he had on red shorts and he was amazing. His technique, he was on point with every single move, like, and
Yeah,
he had great sportsmanship, and they most of them did,
yeah,
except
yeah.
for these two little boys. These two little boys that started, their brothers, and they started fighting in our seating area, like actual punches. It was interesting. They were very upset. One was very upset, I guess, because he lost, but it was good. It was
Yeah.
very good.
Boys will be boys, especially when they're brothers. They'll be brothers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know about the guy that you're talking about in red. He won his first match, lost his second match, and well, no, he didn't lose his second match. The other guy got DQ'd, and he
Yeah,
wasn't happy about that because they were actually going at it,
yeah, they were.
and I feel like the other dude, I feel like he won the first round of their
Hmm.
second match of his second match. I feel like the other dude was winning the second round. Um, if it wasn't for and they only DQ'd him because of the power shots.
Yeah.
But
They kept warning him, but
yeah,
and quite a few people did that. They were warned a few times, and but yeah, he did get disqualified.
yeah.
It was a good fight though.
And he wasn't, and it's funny because I'm gonna call him Red Shorts.
Hmm.
Red Shorts was not happy about the DQ. Like he
No.
wanted to keep rumbling. I don't feel like he was hurt by the power shots. I felt like he was just being pushed out
Yeah.
of bounds,
Yeah.
and he wanted to continue going, and they DQ'd him right then and there.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, they're wearing headgear, full headgear, and everything. And you got to be safe. The boxers, though, I don't know if you were watching a boxing on the other
I
side.
did.
Some of the boxers, they were going at it. They were. I mean,
They were.
it's supposed to be technique, but they were thumping.
I don't know if you noticed one pair of boxers that they were both tired in the end. Like you could tell they wore themselves out.
Yeah, but they were throwing. They
No,
were
I
they
know they
were
were.
they were they were going 10-10, and it's supposed to
Hmm.
be
It's
five
only three
fives.
rounds,
Yeah,
but they were pretty worn out by the end of it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, my friend, unfortunately, she couldn't continue because just in her first round, she overheated and nosebleed, and that's you're done there.
Yeah,
Um,
it wouldn't
but
stop.
she would have won for sure because
Absolutely.
she's got the technique. She's great. She's a first degree black belt in taekwondo, and she's going into her second. She's only 20 years old,
Yeah.
and she's great. She's so good at every single thing she does. So yeah.
Yeah, I think if she would have been if they would have been able to stop the nosebleed in time, I think she would have won that first round, and I
Yeah.
think she would have swept the second round. She looked a lot better than the other girl. No slouch on the other girl. It just, she was she was not as good of a fighter
Yeah.
as she was,
Yeah.
and you could tell. I mean,
Yeah, just from the way they started.
yeah,
I rewatched the video I took, and yeah,
yeah,
she was not as skilled as my friend was.
yeah. Her, I mean, movement to movement, you just see it's more crisp, more precise,
Yeah.
and again, like I said, everybody they they did a great job. Everybody that was out there, even the little kids, it was
Yeah, they
great to
did a
see.
great job. And I they there was a lot of people there with that were involved. A lot of respect towards their opponents, and I like seeing that
Yeah,
cuz sometimes you don't see that. You
yeah,
don't see good sportsmanship. They're all.
yeah. It was quality. It was high quality. Everybody was very respectful to each other as far as that goes. Nobody crossed the line.
Yeah.
Everybody showed up and showed good form when it came to sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Um, from the Muay Thai guys all the way down to the boxers, men and women, or boys and girls. So it was a good event. Good event. Um, and I don't know if I know you don't really keep up with boxing, but the latest big news in boxing is the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight that's
Mhm.
coming up this
I'm
year.
seeing things about it.
Yeah, July 20th this year,
Yeah.
2024, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. If you got Netflix, I guess you'll be able to stream it. I'm assuming free. I don't know if it's pay per view with Netflix. I don't think they do that, but hey, I got a
You never
Netflix
know, they
account.
might start.
But I
I mean, HBO Max does it,
yeah, yeah.
so why wouldn't they?
I wouldn't doubt it, but hey, I got Netflix, so hopefully I get it for free with my subscription or our subscription. But I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this fight and talk about this matchup,
Yeah.
and one of the things I hear them talking about is, can Jake Paul contend with Mike Tyson, and can Mike Tyson at his age contend with Jake? And mind you, Jake is 27, Tyson's 57. I think he'll be 58 by the time the match actually goes down. And I
What's your take?
30-year difference. I think, well, I'm a Mike Tyson fan. I grew up watching Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I know the I know what Mike can do, what he did, and seeing that, back then live and watching him destroy opponents in the first 30 seconds,
Mhm.
you know, he did it like 14 times. You know what I mean? He was just destroying them. People say, oh, those were wash ups. They were taxi drivers by the time Mike fought them. But still, they were still professional boxers. They still had a boxer's chance to knock Mike out.
Yeah.
And Mike was just bulldozing right through these guys.
Yeah.
Whereas Jake is, his background is more YouTuber, more influencer. He got into boxing, which is great, and he was fighting a lot of people that I didn't really care for,
Mhm.
um, because they weren't boxing boxers. So I said the Paul brothers. They were like taking other YouTubers. They were taking
Yeah, but
athletes
they want to
from,
make it into a legit career
yeah,
now. So that's
yeah.
understandable. Some people get into stuff later on.
No, and it's perfectly fine. I mean, the guys were young enough to do it,
Yeah.
and they're athletic, and they have the ability to do this. My whole thing was, you're fighting people that at the time you're fighting people that aren't boxers. You know what I mean? You fight an ex NBA player, ex football player. Yeah, sure, they're athletic, but they're not a boxer. It's one thing to be athletic, but it's one thing to be a
All right,
boxer
so
to take a
answer my
punch.
question.
What? What's your question again? Repose your question.
Okay, so what are your thoughts about this fight?
Okay, so before I can say what are my thoughts with this fight, I gotta show the people who haven't seen it the training of both of these men.
Okay.
I got some clips here. I got a couple of clips of Mike and a clip of Jake, and
Okay, before we see this, because I have not seen this yet,
hmm
I want to say that my money's on Mike. Based off, I'm not basing it off of his age and how old this other guy is. I mean, I don't know if this is rigged,
yeah,
to
I don't
make
know.
money or whatever, but my money's on Mike because experience.
So my money is on Mike because Mike is my childhood boxing era.
Yeah.
I like boxing. I like a lot of different boxers for different reasons in different eras, even today's boxers in this era. But
Yeah.
my money is always on Mike. Mike for me is top 5 boxer. I don't care what his age is. And let's go ahead and get that clip cracking so we the people can see this shit.
Day one, the fun just begun.
57 years old. Jake.
Day three, you still want to fuck with me?
Yeah, Mike Tyson's a fucking beast. At 57 years old, I don't give a fuck.
Jake,
Only
hold on. Mike Tyson over there looking like a straight fucking silverback gorilla.
he
Hold on.
is.
Hold on. Jake Paul over there looking soft. He was looking soft. Just saying.
Mike is a warrior. Mike. So yes, my money is on Mike Tyson. It's always on Mike
Yeah.
Tyson. I'm always betting on black. I'm always betting on black.
Yeah.
Even when I don't bet on black, I'm still betting on black. You better
He
have a
was
black
over
trainer,
there.
black coach, somebody black.
Man.
But yeah, you saw that 57-year-old man move the
I
way he
hope
moved.
this is for real and this isn't just some money scam, where they're I don't want to call him that, but there's or them that because I mean, I don't want to spend my money on something where Jake Paul's going to win because he's the one who set this shit up and it's all for entertainment, just like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's just for
It's funny you say
entertainment.
wrestling because that's where the other brother, the other Paul brother is doing right now. But um, that is the controversy right now with this fight that people think that it may not be a professional fight, even though Jake and Tyson are um, pushing for a legit pro fight. No headgear, regular gloves, whatever
Yeah.
boxing rules they're gonna go with, but they're pushing for a real pro fight. When Mike and Roy Jones fought, it was more of a exhibition match with, and then their friends. So I felt like Mike was holding Roy up for the duration of the fight.
Yeah.
I think they went to 12. Mike looked really, really good as far as his age compared to Roy. Roy didn't look like he was in the best shape to fight Mike. Something that fans had always wanted to see Roy and Mike fight. I mean, Roy still is Roy. He's he can swang him. I mean, against a regular person, yeah, he's gonna demolish him. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mike's a whole nother animal when it comes to boxing. Yes, Mike has lost to several people, and I feel like those several people are very skilled as well. Um, I give an asterisk for the Buster Douglas fight when he KO'd Mike, only because Mike didn't train for it. He didn't take it serious. Um,
I remember that.
but he still knocked him out. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, you knock this man out regardless.
So I've been watching because it's been coming up on my feed on TikTok. I've been watching old Mike Tyson fights.
Hmm.
They just been popping up.
Yeah, because he's a
And
destroyer of men.
yeah, he was a beast back then and that video is just it says he's still that same beast.
Yeah, he's
If
still that
not
nigga.
he's seasoned now. You know, so yeah,
Uh-huh.
my money's on Mike for
I mean,
sure.
he is a tad slower because of age.
Yeah, but did you
Um,
see that shit? Did you hear
yeah,
it?
I still don't want to
Did
be
you
hit by
hear
Mike
it?
Tyson.
That shit was like,
Thunderous.
yes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it
no.
was profound.
Yeah, and the
Um,
other guy with his white gloves was looking soft.
that would be Jake.
Yeah.
Jake. I think Jake.
No hate, because I don't know anything about Jake Paul. I just watched the clip and that's what I saw.
I think Jake is a good boxer, but he's a prospect. That's how I look at him.
Yeah.
He can do it. He has the ability.
He
He's
wants to
gotten
be taken
better.
seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gotten better. He fought Tommy Fury, which is Tyson Fury's younger brother. He lost to him, who Tommy is a real sincere boxer. You know what I mean? And he lost to him, but that doesn't mean anything to me as far as Jake taking it seriously or not. I feel like he learned probably something from that fight about fighting a real boxer, and that's what I wanted to see out of the Paul brothers from the beginning. You're gonna go into boxing, sure, get the name, get the eyeballs on you by having these silly ass exhibition type fights and the circus show. You know what I mean? Sure, but before I can take you serious, you need to start fighting real boxers.
No, yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
professional. I don't care what level of boxing the boxers are at. If you're going to fight taxi cab drivers, great. As long as it's going to get you the skills and the wherewithal in the ring to be able to swing with the real boxers,
Yeah.
you got to start from somewhere.
No, for sure.
Um, but yeah, at this point,
So hear me out though.
yeah.
I said if this fight is for real,
Hmm.
and you said that's the speculation right now. I didn't know there was speculation on that. I was
Yeah.
just based off of my opinion and hearing about it. I feel like, you know, it's just for show.
Yeah. So that's the word. That's the murmurs in the streets that this may be. They're not going to fight with headgear, but they may have the inflated gloves,
Mm.
which would soften Tyson's punches because the gloves are bigger, more cushion. Same with Jake. It'll do the same thing to Jake's punches. I mean,
Yeah.
Jake can punch. He's got a boxer's chance to knock Mike Tyson out. From what I understand, the older you get, the first thing that goes is your chin, not your power. So we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see
we will see.
come the 20th, what Jake has to offer Mr. Tyson.
Yeah. I'm
But
interested to watch, but at the same time, am I getting duped?
just remember, Mike Tyson said he'll eat your fucking kids. He'll fuck you till you love them.
I don't know about all that.
That's what he said at the press conference. So moving right along from that, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, go and see it, go support it. Even if you're not a big fan of boxing, go and watch it. Watch a legend and an upcoming boxer. Give the sport some love.
Yeah. All right, so moving on.
Moving right along.
I want to talk about a young woman named Nara Smith.
Okay.
She's a model slash mom slash wife slash amazing personality on TikTok,
Okay.
and she has been getting a. There's been a lot of controversy about her lately, because of her faith and the fact that she makes most of her food from scratch, how old she is, how many kids she has. Like, they have like picked her apart. And the only reason I know about this girl is because I came across this video by a gentleman named John Cannon, John underscore Cannon underscore on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about
Yeah,
her.
I saw a video of a lady talking about someone named Nara Smith. And she was like, she just takes it too far and like just a bunch of criticisms. Yo, I did not know who Nara Smith was. And so the first
Neither did
video I heard about Nara Smith put me in a negative, like, I was like, oh, really? She does all that? Basically, the lady who was talking about her was saying she's trying too hard. She's putting forth, like, it's just crazy how this lady was talking about her. So naturally, I went and looked up Nara Smith. Y'all hate a woman who makes you feel as if you need to be better as a woman. Y'all hate that.
I don't
Because I
agree
went
with
and
that,
looked her
but
up. That's a goddess. I'm not talking about her looks. She's a pretty lady. Y'all,
yeah.
this woman treats her family as if her family is her literal life's work. And here's what I want to say. But a guy, I'm sure all the guys watching this are like, who the fuck is that? She's more of like women like her. Go look her up and tell me that you wouldn't be willing to work 10, 12 hours a day to buy a 5-bed, 4.5 bath house with a pool outside, the new goddamn Tahoe, and you just drive your work car around. And you do that 6 days a week. You tell me you wouldn't be willing to do that for her. Y'all, this woman made cereal from scratch because her kids wanted it.
Mm.
When she make grilled cheeses for the kids, she make the bread. And sometimes she goddamn make the cheese. So when I was going down the Nara Smith rabbit hole, there was a lot of women like, it's one thing to cook and clean, but she's doing too much. And that, like, y'all want all of this. Y'all want the male version. Like, y'all want her husband, but y'all don't want to be her, the match. So y'all want a rich husband to give you a soft life. And they look like they live in a soft life. But y'all don't want to do the shit that woman does for her husband.
Yeah, I don't know Nora Smith, but if this
Nara.
is Nara Smith, if this is what she's doing, I know some stuff about her because you've told me about it.
Okay.
And yes, I do know that she makes her own everything, and um, she does all this stuff, makes all this stuff from scratch. She takes air and turns it into sunshine.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at her for that. Like, do you like why y'all hating on her for making sunshine out of nothing? Like,
So this is her and her husband.
mm-hmm,
He is also a model. She's a model. He's a
mm-hmm,
model. His name is Lucky Blue Smith,
mm-hmm,
and they're married. And he has a daughter from a different relationship before her.
mm-hmm,
And now there are so many things that the internet is ragging on them for, mainly her, I guess, because she's the wife slash mother, and she's allowed it, which I don't think it's anybody's business what they do or don't do, or what their faith is, or what they eat, or any of that. I admire the young woman. She's 22 years old,
mm,
and she's on her way to her third child, and she cooks for her family, and she cooks from scratch, and I admire that. Like, I want to have the time to do that, and I can't just sit here and make, all this food for us, even to prep for the week. Like,
mm-hmm.
I have a job, and I I have other things to do, so I don't have that kind of time. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to hate on the girl for making her own cheese. I'm getting ready to do that myself because I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to make my own bread. I already make my own butter. I do a lot. I like to cook. So I'm interested. The fact that she makes her own jelly, the fact that she makes her own cereal. Like, this girl really does her thing. And when you look at them in their video, he looks like he's so in love with her. The way he looks at her is like she's just the greatest thing on this planet for him. And I feel like he treats her as such. And she treats him the same way. Now, we're not in their house day in and day out. I'm sure they have some conflict here and there. Who doesn't?
Yeah,
Right? No one's perfect, but it doesn't mean that she's going to go and expose that part of their lives for what?
yeah,
It's nobody's business. I want to see what she's posting, which is her making bagels from scratch, her making her own pasta. Like, I love watching that. I love her ideas. She's very smart. The way she presents it is just, they have a beautiful life, and This girl has her own money. It's not like he supports them. She has her own money. And they have a wonderful marriage and they have two beautiful, I mean, gorgeous children, and on their way to a third. And people are, they are hating on her hard. Like, one was, she said, I asked my kids what they wanted for lunch and they said grilled cheese. So I went ahead and I made my kids grilled cheese. She made the bread from scratch. She made the cheese from scratch.
Hmm.
Okay, yes, it takes hours to do. But what makes me think that in the morning when she fed them leftover homemade cereal, that she didn't say, "Hey, what do you guys want? I'm gonna give you some options. You want grilled cheese, you want, whatever food, a bagel, like I don't, because she says she doesn't cook separate for them. They eat what she eats, they eat.
Okay.
So, she gave them options, and she's like, what do you want to eat? Possibly. I'm not saying that's what she did. I'm just thinking, because it takes a long time to make your own bread and cheese within the day. So in the morning, she gives them leftovers, homemade cereal, and asks them, and they're like, grilled cheese. And so she's like, all right, I got like 4 hours to kill before lunch. In between that time, they can eat snacks and whatever, drink juice, who knows, until it's lunchtime. And people are over here shredding her for saying kids aren't going to wait hours for, to eat a grilled cheese. Like, be realistic. Do you really think that she's sitting here starving her children for fresh bread and fresh cheese? Like, it's crazy to me how people think, and then they talk about the kids' names.
Well, before you get into the kids' names, I think that it's a bunch of women talking about her because she is what they want to be, and they can't even
But
get on
why
that level.
why the hate though? You know what I
Because
mean?
it's easy to hate somebody than to look in the mirror and say what's wrong with you.
I don't
It's
understand it.
it, it it's
Hold on, and
easier.
I'm just scratching the surface.
No, I
Let
hear you.
me let me give you some more examples of what they're hating on her for. She is about to have her third child and
Hmm.
she's considering names. Um, Lucky Blue Smith is her husband. He has a daughter outside of the marriage before her,
Hmm.
and her name is Gravity Blue Smith. And now they went and got married. He married Nara, and they have two kids. And their first kid together is named Rumble Honey. And the second kid, this is the part where everybody starts really flipping out because Rumble Honey is not a common name, of course. But the second kid, his name is Slim Easy.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. That's
That's his full name, Slim Easy Smith.
Slim Easy Smith.
So
But
his wait. So his middle name is Easy, or is it?
I don't know how it is. I
I
don't know if
mean,
it's all one name because people like to do what they do
let me tell
when
you
they come
something.
when hold on when it comes to naming their kids. So I don't know how exactly it is. I don't know if it's hyphenated, but my point to that is I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really care about the kids' names. If that's what they want to name their kids, why didn't people get mad at Jay-Z and Beyonce for naming their daughter Blue Ivy? I mean, it's a fucking name. Who gives a shit? If they love the name and the child likes the name, it is the name that the given name that they gave the child. People are again. It sounds like they hate them because they ain't them.
Right?
That's
For
what it sounds
real.
like. Like for real. Like you
Seriously.
mad because this woman does all this stuff for her family and her husband, and your fucking lazy ass can't do a
Right, okay,
goddamn
but we
thing.
we still on the names. We ain't talking about what she does in that regard. We're talking about getting trashed for children's names. Why do you people care so much what she does? You don't pay for her life. She's earned that money. He's earned that money. And if they want to name their kids whatever they want to name their kids, like who gives a fuck? But there's literally TikToks of people talking shit about how she's naming her kids that it should be child abuse. And I'm just like, well, they're just being unique, you know? That's how I look at it. They're
It's
being
people
unique.
abuse for them even getting on camera and talking about these people's kids, about
Yeah,
what they
why
name
do
them.
you care?
My ear abuse, ear abuse. You're hurting my ears listening to this garbage that you guys are mad because what's her name? Nora what?
Nara,
Nara what?
por la gran puta.
I'm sorry, Nara, but Nara what?
Nara Smith.
Nara, what's her middle name?
Oh, I don't know what her middle
Nara
name is. I
Blue
didn't look
Smith?
at. No, it's not blue.
God damn it. Tell him I said fuck him.
And like, she seems super unfazed. She's not that I know of. I don't know if she knows about the hate. I'm pretty sure she sees
She
the hate
sees it.
because people comment on her shit. But yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get the hate towards this young woman. She's beautiful, and she's 22 years old, and she takes oh, her name is Nara Aziza Smith because she is South African and German. Her mother is from South Africa, a black woman, and her dad is German, a white man.
So again, they mad because they hate them because they ain't them. That's all it boils down to. And everything that they're talking about, oh, this and that, and
Yeah.
nitpicking her about this and that. The woman loves her family. The woman is doing whatever she can to show and that she loves her family. Y'all need to relax. If it ain't one thing, it's another with y'all trifling ass motherfuckers talking about this woman and her family. Y'all need to get a life and fucking look in the mirror
All right.
and do your own family like that. Broke bitches.
Damn. Okay, so then the other thing that they're talking about is
I'm so disgusted.
hold on. This is the main one. It's because of her faith. She and Lucky are Mormon. I don't know much about the Mormon faith. Why? Because I don't give a fuck.
Look at my face.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't care what your faith is. If you're taking care of your family, your husband, your kids, all of that, when your dad rolls over to your house and you cook for him and you seem like just a pleasant, well-rounded person, why is the religion anybody's fucking business? And that's one of the main reasons that everybody's all up in arms, because they're claiming that she's uh this is her way of recruiting, and they are like they are
Recruiting what?
hold on, they are reaching when it comes to the recruiting. You know, there's I watch her
Recruiting what?
hold on, to be Mormon, for girls to be trad wives. That's
What?
trad wife.
I don't even know what that
I'm
is.
about to tell you.
Break it down.
It's a traditional wife, meaning she stays home. She's the homemaker. She takes care of the children. She makes the food. She cleans the house. Those are the wifely duties.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it, but to other people, they're like, oh, well, that's, you know, part of the whole being Mormon. And as well as the Mormon faith doesn't like black people, and or something to that effect. I'm not going to sit here and say that's exactly what they said, but it's that's pretty much what I read, you know. And
She's black. She's black. Like, well, let me first let me unpack the religion part. I don't care what religion you're in.
Yeah.
As long as it's making you a better person, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Religion is structured to make you a better person. And if you can't see that, then you're not following your own religious
Well,
beliefs.
they probably don't have any religious beliefs. They're just looking at it like they know about the Mormon faith, and they don't like that part of the Mormon faith. But I don't care about the Mormon faith and that's her religion. That's not my issue. My issue is the fact that you have a problem with it. Why are you so invested in her faith if that's hers, not yours?
These probably are Christians.
I don't know. I
Because
don't know.
Christians, they They put God forward, but they put God forward, but behind God's back, they talk rags about people. They run them down.
I'm not going to sit here and talk about
They're
anybody
hypocrites.
else's faith. I don't care what you think about
Mhm.
Christian faith. I'm not going to talk about Christian faith because I know people who are Christian and they're not like that.
Oh,
They're
absolutely. So do
not
I.
all like that. Just like they're all Catholics aren't what everyone
Correct.
says they
Or
are. Or
Muslim,
exactly.
or
But who
or
cares?
exactly.
I don't the people that are in my life that I've met that are not family, I don't ask them, well, what's your faith?
I don't
Because
give a shit.
I don't know if I want to be friends with you because of your faith, what your beliefs are. As long as we click, we're cool. I don't have to be a part of
Exactly.
that. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I live my own individual life with my husband. What your faith has nothing to do with this.
Now
So
I
I hold on.
uh-huh.
So I don't understand why so many people are so invested and breaking this girl down. Like they've picked her apart and just and now there's parodies of her. There's parodies of her and how she talks, and they even said like, this is how you sound when you get a lobotomy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, who says shit like that?
How many
Wh-
flowers she got?
What?
How many followers does Nara got?
Oh, she's got millions. A
Um,
lot of, let me just say this, a lot of women love her.
how many followers do these people
I
that
don't know.
don't like?
I'm not looking because
Because I'm
to me, people like that ain't worth shit. And they're not worth even me saying their names on here or
yeah,
looking up their fucking profile. I don't
yeah.
care enough to do that. I just think it's disgusting that people like that exist and actually have the audacity to go on someone's page and spew that kind of hate. Like, and then those are the same people that be like, I don't know why everything in my life is going wrong. It's because you suck that black shit into your life, that black energy, and that's what's fucking your shit up. And that's probably why you're so fucking nasty to someone on that you've never met. Like, I don't understand. It pisses me off.
Show
This
me a
girl is
video of her
22
beating her
years
kids.
old and she's amazing.
Show me a video of her doing heroin, beating her kids, prostituting herself out, walking the whole stroll on Figueroa.
No, they want to find something wrong with her and all the things that they don't agree with, like who names their kid Rumble Honey? She does. Who names their kid Slim Easy? She does. Her and her husband.
Because
Let me tell you something, David. There's
yeah,
one video of them together. They're unpacking food
mhm.
and they're talking and she's like leaning forward and he steps back and he's just like he's checking her out. Like he loves this woman. And it just blows my mind. I mean, I'm not saying you got to love her, but don't go on to her site or to her profile or whatever pictures videos that she posts up and just say hateful things. Like, this is where we are in social media where people are just disgusting and nasty. And I know I'm gonna get some of that shit too, and fuck
Yeah,
it.
we always get it.
It is what it is.
So what I have to say about that is people hate because they have nothing, because it's easier to hate than it is to like somebody.
Yeah.
It's easier to hate someone for anything. It's really easy to do that. And it's really hard to love somebody. And I'm not talking about being in love with somebody. I'm just saying showing love and admiration to somebody that's the harder thing for a lot of people to do. But it's easy to cut somebody down and tear them down and as they say, quote unquote, read them.
Yeah.
I don't know much about this woman. From what I understand, she takes care of her family. She does what she does. She cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the
She
family
made
household.
marshmallows from scratch, David.
Hey,
She made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from scratch.
hey, with all the chemicals and bullshit and preservatives they putting in food, I'm not even mad at her for wanting to make shit from scratch that she can make from
And then
scratch. Let me tell you something.
go
When the
ahead.
Armageddon comes, when this place gets hit by the giant meteor or comet or whatever, there's gonna be people like Nara that's gonna help civilization move forward. Cause y'all motherfuckers don't know how to do shit but heat up shit in the microwave or read the ingredients on the back of a box to cook it. Y'all don't know how to make no pasta from scratch, no cheese, no butter, no none of that from scratch.
Yep.
Y'all some bullshit ass motherfuckers.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Again,
I
still
ain't
don't
even mad at Nora.
understand the hate for her.
I fox with her.
Yeah. She's amazing. He's amazing to her. He really loves her, and I love how she shows off her life. Oh, the other thing is that she wears fabulous outfits while she's cooking.
So she's a
If
model.
I could, I would.
She's a model. Maybe those outfits are part of her modeling sponsorships
She
that
looks
she's got.
amazing.
But
The
let's be
woman looks,
realistic.
no, I know. I'm just saying, like one girl was saying that this, what she shares in her life and how she does things and how they live is unrealistic. It's unrealistic in your own life.
Because you lazy as fuck.
In their life, it's not unrealistic. This is who they are. This is how they live. And I'm sure she has help, maybe like nannies while she's cooking, somebody's there watching the kids if it's not her
Oh no!
husband.
Now that you said that they may have nannies, somebody's gonna find a
Oh,
nanny
I'm
and talk
pretty sure
shit.
they're gonna fucking find. I'm telling you, they are picking her apart.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a fan. I like her. She's great. She's done nothing for me to be like, ugh, like there's no reason. I love everything she's posted. I, I'm obsessed.
I
I'm
see. I
obsessed.
see. I mean, I from what I'm hearing, from what you're saying, I don't really know this lady. I don't follow anything of hers, but everything that you're saying that she does and everything that you're telling me, it sounds like she might just be a cool ass chick
Mm-hmm.
who loves her family and her husband and
Yep.
does what she can, and she has the time to make bread from scratch and cheese from scratch and marshmallows from scratch and jam and all this other stuff from scratch to give to
Caramel
her
syrup.
kids. I commend her for that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what age she would be doing it. I mean, she could have been in her 30s, she could be in her 40s,
Yeah.
50s, 60s. I don't care.
S-
That's what she does for her family. That's
Someone
what it
else
is.
even said that that this other person, I don't know who they were, a TikToker, that she made up lies about how she lied about her age and that she's actually 28. Who gives a fuck?
I don't care.
Why do y'all care so
I don't
much?
care
I don't
because they're
care. Like,
jealous.
let the girl live.
They're jealous.
She just, all she wants to do is make food and, give birth and have babies and take care of her family. And that's her business. And I appreciate that she shares it with us because she doesn't have to. It's great content. She does a great job. And I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Get a
So,
life. Get a
um,
fucking life. For real. Like, I just don't understand how people are so like angry with this young woman for treating her family well, but oh, it's about the Mormon. I don't give a fuck about her faith. I'm not here for that. And she doesn't say it on her videos like, "Oh yeah, my Mormon faith and what I believe and blah blah blah." She talks about what she's making, what I eat in a day, what I prepped for the week, what my kids wanted for lunch, what Lucky wanted for dinner. Like, that's who she is.
well,
It's not about her faith.
well,
Hold on, one more thing. Sorry. Um I feel like, and I think I've said this before, that social media gives so many people a false right to go on here and say vicious things, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think that you have that right to go on to someone's whatever platform they're on to just trash them. Like, it makes me sad for the world, for real, like for the world, not just in the US, but for the world, because people in other countries will go and trash other people for no reason, just because of how they look or what they wear or their hair, the color of their hair, it blows my mind.
Well, you don't have to worry about a lot of that too much longer because apparently the United States is on its way to ban TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're headed.
So, which a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a First Amendment violation and blah, 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 blah. Um, I really don't care if the United States bans TikTok. I have my own gripes with TikTok for my own personal reasons. It has to do with they banned me or us
Yeah.
on one video. I ain't let it go because I'm petty like that. I'm Petty Murphy around here. Petty Jackson, Petty Pendergrass.
All right.
So yeah. So yeah, they're gonna be banning TikTok and let's go ahead. I got a clip. Let's go ahead and run. Well, got two clips. Go ahead. Let's run this clip.
This morning, social media users in the U.S. are left wondering if TikTok's days are numbered.
The bill is passed
after the House overwhelmingly passed a bill that would force TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell the app or have it banned in the U.S.
We are in a Cold War with China, and some of my colleagues want to ignore this fact.
Every U.S. national security agency says TikTok poses a national security threat, claiming its owner ByteDance is beholden to the Chinese government, which could demand access to the data of TikTok's 170 million American users.
Dance
but
videos.
Critics of the bill say legitimate concerns about the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, could set the U.S. government down a dangerous path.
The answer to CCP-style propaganda is not CCP-style oppression. Let us slow down before we blunder down this very steep and slippery slope.
Whatever.
Their cure is worse than the diseases.
Republican Thomas Massey
You talking about
argued the
COVID?
bill fails to address the U.S.'s overall reliance on China.
You know, we're sitting here with phones made in China.
This.
We're wearing suits made in China.
This.
We drove cars here with chips that are made in China.
This.
And they're our foreign adversary. And by golly, we're going to do something about it. What are we going to do? We're going to tell Americans they can't put a piece of software on their computer.
TikTok says the bill violates constitutional rights of its users, many of whom earn a living running businesses on the app. And TikTok CEO has argued the company stores its American data in the U.S., not China.
This will help ensure the integrity of the code that powers what Americans see on our app. We will further provide access to researchers, which helps them study and monitor our content ecosystem. Now, we believe we are the only company that offers this level of transparency.
Experts also question the impact of a potential ban. India, the world's largest democracy, banned TikTok in 2020, but ByteDance still reportedly has access to the data of Indian citizens who use the app. And here in the U.S., other social media platforms sell users' data, potentially posing the same kind of security risk. One expert tells ABC News banning TikTok is like patching one hole in a very leaky boat, adding it's a nice symbolic bill, but it doesn't actually make us safer. As for what's next, the bill heads to the Senate, where its fate is unclear. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is not yet saying whether he'll take up the bill.
President Biden has said if Congress passes this bill, he will sign it. A risky position in this election year where the president is struggling to win over younger voters.
So after we watched that, I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on the ban. I feel that this ban isn't really a ban because of TikTok. I feel that this ban it has two things with it. I feel like this ban is because commerce in China from U.S. companies isn't the same as commerce in America is with Chinese companies. That's one thing. The second thing is I feel that this is all part of the proxy wars that the United States has continued to do over the course of whatever decades. For your recent stuff that you want to see proxy wars examples, just look at we're in a proxy war with Russia, with Ukraine. China also is friends with Russia. So is North Korea friends with China and Russia. I feel like this is all a smoke and mirrors thing to stop China from having this kind of income flowing in from us to them because we're in a proxy war with them, including Russia, because that's who we're in a proxy war with. And that's what I really believe this is. I don't believe this is anything else. They sit here and they talk about the data, but Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Apple, they all got the data. They all got the data.
So here's
you put an app on your phone, that company that owns that app got the data. You accept the data to be given to them when you download
they
the
are
app.
listening through the phone, and
Currently.
that's why I'll talk about something like, I need a new power drill, and all of a sudden I got
power
drills
ads
in my apps.
Yeah.
So
they
come on.
all
But
are doing that.
Let me talk about the privacy information part.
Mhm.
There is no fucking privacy. There's no privacy. I get letters from our mortgage company talking about, please submit this, saying that you don't want us to sell your information to other companies. So to keep your information private, my information private. And if I don't send that letter, guess what they do? They sell our information. So all these fucks call us and say, oh yeah, we could get you a better rate and you qualify for this loan and all this stupid shit. So then you got a car dealership who also does the same fucking thing, and they send you the same fucking letter, and then you got to submit it. If not, they're selling your information, and then before you know it, you got the same people. You qualify for this auto loan, and it's with every company. With every company, if they're not selling it, there's a data breach with our phone company or with any company that any United States human being uses. Like, it's ridiculous.
Didn't Transamerica have a data breach, and they're like the people that do your credit report? TransUnion, whatever. Yeah, motherfuckers, data breach everywhere.
T-Mobile,
data
breach. Give me a fucking break with that.
Your data
bullshit.
is out there.
So here's my theory. You know me and the conspiracy theories. I should have my little music every time I say that.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
All right, so conspiracy theory, here it is. TikTok. How can I say this? I want to phrase it correctly. So TikTok gives a lot of misinformation, but a lot of great information, and information that's true, and a lot of information that's not true. So you have to weed out the bad ones and weed out the good ones, right? So I feel that it's mainly information, and the type of information that is trafficked on TikTok. And it's information that they don't want us to know, because we are letting each other know what's going on in our country that most people don't know. And you can't see that on Instagram because they'll block it because of community guidelines. Get the fuck out of here. It has nothing to do with community guidelines. It's because they don't want you spreading the word.
Well, they're trying to make sure a certain narrative is out there and not the other.
And that's what I'm talking about. So I feel that that's the whole point of them trying to get rid of TikTok, because they don't want us, the people, to be so informed by us, the people. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. But I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is
we know what you think.
Yeah,
I was saying what I think,
and I agree. And I said I agree. But for me, I don't believe that's the way. I think it's about got to get, like, what do you say on Dave Chappelle? Got to get that all. Got to get that all.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
The data breaches and all this and all that and blah, blah, blah. You walk around with a phone that's constantly recording everything that you do. And I'm not just talking about your voice. I'm talking about, you're moving around. Your cell phone is pinging towers that is triangulating your GPS location, even if you have it turned off. If you're so worried about your data, get the fuck offline. because everything now is revolved around online, and it's about your data. Like,
And let me just say this. Did you see all the ancient beings that were up there trying to ban this shit?
Yeah.
Ancient. Get the fuck out of office already. Stop using our tax dollars for your continued job that should be to someone younger, and move on.
I feel
go play
like
golf. Go make a cookbook. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck off of the Senate. Stop it. Like, congressmen should not fucking be rich.
No.
These people should not be rich. And they are rich. Why are they rich? They should be making regular fucking money. But they have millions. How? How do you have millions? But we're all fucking broke.
Yeah.
The people are broke, but you want to spend 1.7 billion on hunger and then send 6 billion to Ukraine? What the fuck? The math is not mathing. Not for me.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about the whole tax thing.
So I feel that on topics like this, when it comes to information technology, these senators should not be allowed to speak. They should have young representation who understands the technology. Hold on. Who understands the technology to advise them on what really is going on, because they get up there and they start spewing illogical bullshit. Like, you watch these hearings, and even with Facebook, when Zuckerberg was up there, they're asking Zuckerberg about Google, and he's like, I'm Facebook, bro. You got to ask Google about Google. I thought this was for Facebook. Did I show up on the wrong day? Like,
again,
and then you have
not be here.
You have
They
ByteDance.
should not be in office.
Again, you have ByteDance up there. This guy up here, and he's like, in the original hearing that I saw, I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, when they were first brought him up, and he explained, like, our facilities are in America. Yeah, we are a Chinese company. My thing is the same as that other guy, that other representative said. We have all this other shit from China. Like, what's the point? Like, who cares? What is it that they're doing? They're taking data they're scraping your data from their users, who their users had to accept the rules of TikTok when they accepted the app into their phone. I mean, if you guys aren't reading the terms and conditions of your data, that's on y'all. Like, ignorance is ignorance in law is not an excuse for not knowing. I can't go and commit a crime and then tell the judge, I didn't know that was a crime that I just did. You know, what we gonna do here? And he's just gonna say, oh, you know what? Since you didn't know now, we're gonna educate you that is a crime. We're gonna let you go. No, they're gonna lock my black ass up and say, whatever time I gotta serve is what I gotta serve. Ignorance is not an excuse. And that's how I feel about a lot of this. I mean, again, we all have done this. We all have. How many people have sat there and downloaded the app on their phone, and it pops up with the permissions, and you're like, whatever, and just keep on going. And a lot of it tells you right then and there, like, oh yeah, we're going to be monitoring. Oh, we need access to, we got to do this, we got to do that to have this. You can't just uncheck those and say you can't have these permissions. Then you can't install the app. It says, well, then goodbye. Good day, sir. So yeah, I do feel like it's kind of a lot of bullshit, a lot of misleading, but I believe it's all part of the proxy wars that the U.S. is currently engaged in. And I feel like a lot of it is also bullshit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But there are a few educated people out there who are still going to use TikTok. They can't take TikTok off your phone. You're just not going to be able to update it. You're not going to be able to upgrade it. But there's other things about it that you can do, and one of those is with a VPN. Just like you can use a VPN to access other content in Netflix, you're going to be able to do the same thing in a country that you're just going to point your VPN to a country that doesn't have it. But most people aren't going to waste the time to do that. We may, but I don't know if everybody else will. So I don't know. That's TikTok in a nutshell. I mean, TikTok's been having issues. I don't know if they've resolved their issues with Universal Music Group. But hey, TikTok's like Hydra. All these social media platforms are like Hydra. One head falls, another two come up. Yeah. Hail Hydra.
Now they're gonna say you're.
I'm saluting for Nazis. Yeah. Whatever. I said Hydra. Go watch a Marvel movie. Yeah. Captain America.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I feel like this is stupid, and instead of worrying about what's going on in our country, how food has just risen astronomically, gas prices again, I'm gonna throw that out there. And the cost of living, you can't buy a house. The American dream is fucking murdered.
It's a nightmare.
It's not even dead, it's murdered. It was murdered. It was murdered. And it doesn't exist anymore. We got lucky. We were lucky. And whoever like bought right before what is it, 22, you were lucky. Anyone after that, I'm so sorry, because the rates are just crazy. And yeah, there's a lot of things going on that are just out of control in this country, but TikTok is the problem. Okay.
Because they don't want you to focus on all the other shit that they should be doing.
Get these people out of office. That's what the fuck I say. Get some new blood in there. Hopefully that'll be better people in there that are thinking better and not thinking like these old people are. No offense to you old people, but I think it's your time to retire. I think your time is up. Your time is up, and you guys are making super bank. Like, no, I don't want to pay for your fucking house in the Hamptons anymore. I don't want to pay for private jets and fucking cars, rental cars, for you to get to fucking point A to point B. I want you to make minimum motherfucking wage, because you are a government employee. We pay your fucking salary. We do.
Yeah.
Our taxes pay your fucking salary. Get the fuck out of office. New people need to go in there, but everybody is so bought. It's just corrupt now. It's disgusting, and it makes me sad, because it's just man, it just pisses me off. It makes me sad for this country. Not that America has had the best reputation, but paying $5 for an avocado, like, that's a fucking outrage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Paying $4 for a carton of fucking eggs. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
it's just crazy.
And on that note, I will say, join the Death Star, because
that's
hiring. Where we're going, and then when they're hiring. So, and on that note, I will say it's been real. Yeah. Don't worry about TikTok ban. They'll figure it out, and if they do ban it, oh well. Another one will be up.
What it is. There's nothing we can do.
You still got
look,
Instagram.
I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna go crazy trying to get it to keep going.
I don't care. I don't care about TikTok.
If it goes, it goes. If it stays, it stays.
Yeah, ultimately I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry for those who make money doing that. TikToks and stuff.
They'll figure it out. They'll move along. They will. But I don't care, because TikTok did some scandalous.
All right, get the fuck over it.
So,
all right.
Even though I use them, but again, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
If you've tuned in this far, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the likes and the subscribes. We do enjoy all of that.
Yes, thank you.
So keep watching, keep subscribing, and hit that bell, hit that notification, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.